Orlando Wizard here, and on behalf of Hanging with the Wedge Show, who have sent me here to San Diego to interview and check out San Diego Comic-Con. So I'd like to give a special thank you to Hanging with the Web Show for sending me here to 2019 Comic-Con. Now, I used to be a dealer at Comic-Con many years ago, and it has grown substantially. It's massive. I will give a warning to people who have never come to Comic-Con. If you suffer from crowd anxiety, one of the individuals with me who does is having kind of a hard time. There's big crowds here. I mean, let's be realistic about it. Even if you are slightly claustrophobic, this might be a little too much for you, but Comic-Con is very accommodating. They have quiet areas and quiet rooms where you could go over there and sit down and relax and not be surrounded by the crowds. Currently, I'm at the disability section of Comic-Con. They are very accommodating. Now, if you come here and you suffer from any types of disabilities, including crowd anxiety or anything, wheelchair access, any other types of disabilities, they're always in Lobby A. Remember that, Lobby A, every single year. It is always going to be here for you and get your access. What they would normally do is the person who has the disability will get a sticker on their badge. Now this will pull you away from the crowds or put you in a specific section for better and easier access, whether you suffer from crowd anxiety or whether you're wheelchair bound, whether you have crutches or so forth. Now the person who accompanies you will get this badge here, which is an attendance badge, which means they get to go with you into those sections, so you're not either trying to go upstairs or you have to stand in long lines with a lot of people. It is very crowded here, so it's important that you understand where this section is. They also have a nursing mothers section. We're actually in one of the rooms right now where they would normally put nursing mothers. So if you need a nurse and you don't want to be out there in the public areas, you come over to the disability section here and they'll put you in a private room. They're very accommodating here. Go over there and sit down and relax and not be surrounded by the crowds. Now that being said, surprisingly enough, I'm not seeing a ton of costumes around here. I see for maybe one costume and 20 people. Most of the people here are in street clothes. Years ago, it was completely the opposite. Everybody was wearing a costume and you would see one or two people wearing street clothes. So it's been different. We're gonna walk around the dealer's room, which is where we're at right now. We're gonna look at things, tons of comic books, lots of collectibles. If you've gone to MegaCon, this is MegaCon on steroids.
Hi, I'm Lucy.
So what year at Comic-Con is this for you?
This is actually my first time here.
First time?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from the UK.
What part?
Just south of London, called Portsmouth.
Portsmouth,
Yeah.
I'm very familiar with Portsmouth.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
A couple of good songs based off of Portsmouth.
Oh, of course.
Okay. And what can you tell us about your character here?
So I'm Zamasu from Dragon Ball Super, a fusion of Goku Black and Zamasu, and who pretty much want to wipe out humanity. So.
Well, that's noble.
Of course it is.
So, what as your first year, what do you think so far?
Oh, I love it. It's so much fun, and it's like just an amazing experience.
What's your favorite thing you've done so far or seen so far?
Gosh, probably all the money I've spent. All the exclusive stuff that you've got over here that we don't get in the UK, so that's...
So you just kind of went nuts, right?
Yeah, of course, you've got to go nuts.
Yeah, like, I can't buy this at home, I need it here.
Exactly.
Yeah, so every time I travel, I go to some place, you know, exotic, I'm like, that doesn't exist in the States, so
I'm gonna buy it.
I'm gonna buy it in bulk.
Yep.
You know, yeah. So the favorite thing in Japan is the flavored Kit Kats that you can't get here in the States. So a lot of Americans buy them in bulk in boxes and ship them back home.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
So what have you spent the most money on so far? Come on,
pop
fess up.
vinyls, mostly pops, and the figure arts of the other half of me.
Oh, lovely.
Character. So yeah.
So you flew out here specifically for Comic-Con?
Yeah, pretty much, and a nice little holiday for myself as well. So
Brilliant. What have you also done aside from Comic-Con, or what are you planning on doing?
I'm not really sure. I'm probably going to go surfing, learn how to surf, and probably take advantage of the shops and food out here. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Before we go, can you give a helpful tip for somebody who's coming to Comic-Con for their first time? Like any mistakes you made that you wouldn't do the next time, or something that you did was actually brilliant?
Okay, I definitely recommend comfy shoes. Definitely bring comfy footwear, regardless of what your character looks like. Just bring it as a side, because your feet are gonna hurt.
A lot.
A lot, especially from walking. So if you're wearing comfy shoes, you're less likely to get blisters and be able to walk longer in them. So that'd be my advice. And obviously water. Yes, water is a big number one.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nicole.
Hi, I'm Ricky.
Fantastic. How long have you all been coming to Comic-Con?
First year in San Diego.
Oh,
First
awesome.
time.
First time.
Yeah.
So, being first time at Comic-Con, what's your favorite thing so far?
Costumes. Everyone really dresses up and goes all out, so it's pretty awesome.
Like, yeah, examples like right there.
Yeah.
And stuff.
The Warhammer costume.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What have you guys seen so far that's really just stood out for you?
Well, we just came in, but on Friday or on Thursday we saw Fluffy, which is pretty exciting.
Nice.
And then who else did we see?
We walked around, we were dressed up as Kyoshi, so we went to go see the new publisher for the book. So we went to get a new book for that. Then from there, we started walking around trying to look for certain pops and stuff like
Funko
that.
Pops. Big thing.
Down in the dealer's room.
Yeah.
So, what's your impression of the dealer's room here?
Well, we weren't able to get tickets for that. I guess it's like tickets and raffles.
Oh,
so,
I see.
For the Funko thingy. So we
Yeah.
had to go
Well,
from
no,
dealer
the
for dealer.
dealer's room in general. What did you guys think of the
Oh.
dealer's room in general?
Good artists, good
Huge.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
it
big.
is. It's a lot bigger than the one we have back at home.
Yeah.
Where's
Yeah.
home?
In Florida. it's
Florida. We have
smaller.
SuperCon.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you have MegaCon.
Yeah.
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 But it's a
Orlando.
lot smaller than what they have here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I'm from. I'm from Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
So I just did MegaCon, and then my podcast flew me out here, or had me come out here to film Comic-Con.
Oh, cool.
Fantastic. So you guys flew all the way out here for this?
Yeah.
Wow.
Our first year. This
Yeah.
is after 3 years of trying, doing the whole pool thing and everything.
Yeah,
This was the
Finally
first
got
year
it.
we finally got Thursday and Sunday.
that's fantastic. Thank you guys so much.
All right,
Thank
you're welcome.
you.
I'm here with Jeff here, and we're over at Magic Wheelchair. This is astounding. Basically, they take wheelchairs, I would assume for kids and adults, right? Or
We're kids right now. but
Kids.
We're talking about moving into adults too.
possibly moving into adults, which is going to be amazing because I know a lot of adults who want this. But what they do is they're customizing wheelchairs incredibly. I mean, we have a Batmobile, we have the car from Sugar Rush from Wreck-It Ralph, Speeders. I mean, this is amazing. So what can you tell us more about this?
So we're a nonprofit organization based out of Portland, Oregon, and we have volunteers all over the United States that build these costumes. And we build the costumes for kids in wheelchairs at no cost to the family.
Wow, that's amazing. You know, we have a donation box here. I've never seen anything like this. You know, as an adult, if I was disabled in a situation, I would love something like this too. Especially like vets, you know, veterans and so forth. But this is spectacular. How long have you guys been doing this?
So we started in 2015, and the founder had 2 kids in a wheelchair, and he realized that when he built for his kids, instead of being just a pirate, he built a pirate ship around it. And he noticed that kids didn't see the chair and the disability, that they saw that he was just a kid. And so he wanted to do it for other families, so they started a Kickstarter, and a couple of years later, here we are at Comic-Con, and we built about 200 costumes, and we did 75 last year. We want to try to do 150 next year.
That's amazing. So look in the description down below. I'm actually going to put a link to them so you can do donations for this absolutely amazing charity. We found one of the coolest steampunk booths in all of Comic-Con. And I found out recently, I own this book. He's the author. This is a phenomenal book. Actually, if you're into steampunk at all, you need to get this book. This will guide you and help you a lot. And I didn't realize he was the author until he just told me, so actually I'm kind of fanning out a little bit here. What can you tell us about your booth and about some of the projects that you do?
Hi there. My name is Thomas Wolford. I own a company called Brute Force Studios, and we just do weird science and fine art. That's what I tell everyone. Mostly I'm avoiding working for a living. We actually built everything in the booth, including the booth itself. The set, all of this stuff here, all the products. I wrote the books. I made the Steampunk Iron Man suits, which are that way. And one of my favorite ones is this guy here. It's a clockwork tarantula. It's a clockwork tarantula I made a couple years ago for an exhibit in London. And each of these pistons had to be made by hand. It's just, I get choked up about this. This is one of my most emotional pieces. The idea that it's killing this bug in there, and it's got an oil slick. And I just imagine this crawling in the walls, protecting my secrets. It's one of my favorite pieces I've ever made. I've done a lot of TV work recently, but the thing I'm most proud of is my book work, because I'm insanely dyslexic. The idea that I wrote a book just shocks the hell out of me. No one's more surprised than me that I've written a book. This was the first book I wrote, but it's the more advanced of the two. This is actually supposedly a kid's book, but I think the average person buying it's 35. And this is really simple steampunk projects. You can make your own goggles, some armor, and other cool things. This one's got wood. This is all foam and plastics. This is woodworking, metalworking, leatherworking, all step by step. It took about 4 months out of my life of doing nothing but writing these books.
That I own this book, and I absolutely love that book, and it's an absolute pleasure to meet you, because I really enjoy your books. They're very good. I highly recommend them. Oh, that's so awesome.
Isn't that great?
He's a silly little dragon.
You use for the smoke?
It's baby powder.
Nice.
So it's very clean, easy to refill. Hey, my name is Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca. So how long have you been coming to Comic-Con?
Since 2013. That was my first year.
Really?
Yep.
And what can you tell us about your costume?
So this is Saint Celestine from Warhammer 40K, and this costume took me about 9 months to put together. And it has a variety of materials, including EVA foam, fabric, plastizote, some resin casting. It's a big mishmash of all kinds of exciting things.
It's epic.
Thank you.
It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I actually actually won Best in Show at the Masquerade last night.
Congratulations, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
pretty much
oh,
up
wait,
top.
there's your medal right there.
So this medal is actually, I
Oh.
actually won more than one thing. So this medal is for most beautiful, which also, I'm kind of badass, I'm not beautiful, all right. But most beautiful, and then I also won a complete scholarship to Costume College next year, which
Oh,
is
congratulations.
big deal. So I'm super excited about that from the Costume Designers Guild. So I'm really excited.
Hello, my name is Valerie.
Hi, Valerie. How often have you come to Comic-Con? What year is this for you?
This is year number 6 for me. This is my home convention. I don't live that far.
Oh, really? So you're a local?
I am a local.
Fantastic. So before we go into more questions, do you have any tips for people who are coming to Comic-Con for the first time?
You better bring water or something to refill your water, because while it was cool this year, it is not usually that cold for this con. It is hot and there are lines everywhere, so bring your own water.
Good plan. What about hotels? Do you recommend staying close or Uber in?
There's a couple of shuttles that the con does for free, so if you look on their website, you can stay at one of those hotels and they'll shuttle you over for free. A little bit further away means you can sleep at night because there's not so much partying going around you.
That's a good plan. So what can you tell us about your costume?
I am the mom from Full Metal Alchemist or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It doesn't matter. I'm in both. I die in episode 1, but I am the reason the show gets made.
Oh, fantastic. And what's the sign you have?
The sign is, have you seen my sons, the main characters? They'll do something stupid without me, like try to resurrect me and lose their bodies and continue the anime.
What keeps you coming back to Comic-Con every year aside from the fact that you live here?
I just like the gatherings. I like trying to see if I can find famous people on the floor. Not very lucky in that, but I try.
So what was your favorite thing this year?
I got to see the new Batman movie Hush in Ballroom 20 on Friday, and it looked really, really good.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Hey, we're signing off from 2019 Comic-Con, the 50th anniversary. We had a great time. We saw a lot of things. We've interviewed a lot of people, and we hope you enjoyed this. If you get a chance to come down to Comic-Con, we highly recommend it.